Hey, Lifehouse, Pastor Brian here. I wanted to take just a few moments to tell you about a real important change coming up in the new year in terms of systems, platforms, or software that the church uses to conduct its business. One of those key systems is what we call our church management software, CHMS. It's the master database and system the church uses to conduct all of its business. That includes our giving platform. For several years now, we've been using a platform called Community Church Builder. And beginning in January, we're going to be making a switch over to Subsplash One platform. Now, you don't care too much about names or brandings. What's important to know is that Subsplash isn't new to you entirely because the church's website, the church's mobile app, and all the church's media, for example, already exists on that platform. We've been using it for a few years. We really like it. It's become really important here at the church to manage our expenses well and to find areas where we can reduce expenses. So we found after doing some research that we could save anywhere between $500 and $800 a month simply by switching fully over to our Subsplash platform over Community Church Builder. It's going to impact several things for us. It will eventually impact of course, impacts where you will manage your personal contact information. It will not change anything about our website or mobile app other than it will add new features and capabilities. Planning Center Online, which is where we do all of our serve team scheduling, will move over to Subsplash. So we'll eliminate a software product there. Even our Sunday live stream will be hosted through Subsplash as opposed to another vendor that we use. So there's a lot of consolidation of systems, which is where we're finding some savings. The most significant savings we're going to find is moving who processes all of our weekly giving. Any giving that we get here at the church. Right now, again, that is all done through PushPay and Subsplash, which again, the brands are important. You've been using the systems and they've worked pretty well. However, we found that by moving all of that giving also to Subsplash, we reduce our processing charges and the fees we get charged for processing ACH and check transactions, things like that. You wouldn't think it would amount to much, but actually it's very significant to the church every month. Like I said, the savings to us will be somewhere between $500 and $800 a month as our current expenses stand. So it's a really important change. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this ahead of making the transition is really for those of you who use the current system to do recurring giving. So the giving that you set up to just take place and recur every so often, we want to make sure you're aware of those changes, because what will happen is when we make the change, the recurrent regiving you have through PushPay will need to be disabled. And then new recurring giving will need to be set up on Subsplash. And it's really easy to do. So I want to take just a moment to kind of step you through what that looks like and exactly where you can expect to see the change. Now, first of all, this is the church's website. You should be really familiar with this. And nothing will change in that we're going to go to Give, which is hard to see when the screen's up there. But when we click on Give, you already know that there's several ways to give here. You can give online, text to give, which, by the way, there is an update here. There is a new text number and a new text subject that you'll send for that giving. We'll show that here towards the end of the video. Make sure you have the new toll. It's a new toll-free number and a new keyword, the text to, but otherwise it works just the same. And of course, giving in person doesn't change, crypto giving doesn't change, and sending a check-in doesn't change. But presently, when you click Give Now, it's going to take you to our giving page. This should look really familiar to you right here. Now, you'll notice up here, for those of you that are a little tech savvy, that it says pushpay.com. That will be changing over to Subsplash. So what will it look like? How will it be different? Well, it's actually really pretty much not very exciting because it looks mostly the same. There's not as much design behind it right now, but when you come to the new page, it's going to look like this. It's a very similar idea. You enter a dollar amount, you can select the fund. All of the funds that we currently have active are right here and available to you. So you simply can just log down, pick what you want. And so if it's just tithes and offerings, for example, this is where you can determine the frequency. Is it a one-time gift? We really want to encourage all of you, especially those of you that tithe and give regularly, to think about using the frequency of moving it to weekly, monthly, or maybe every 2 weeks or twice a month, depending on how you're paid, and to set it to an automated status so that it just happens automatically. It makes a big difference. Now, here's a feature we didn't have before. Presently, if I wanted to give to tithes and offerings and then also go and give to the building fund, I'd have to do one transaction and then do another transaction. There's like 2 transactions. Now I can simply hit split your gift. And now I can select another fund. And let's just say I want to give to benevolence and I want to give $50 there. Now I can just simply add another line, and I can do that as many times as I want so that when I give, you'll notice now the total has been updated to show the combined of those split givings. Again, I can set the frequency options are available to me. And when I hit that button, I'll get a confirmation receipt just like I always do, and it will record our giving. So I wanted to make sure that you saw how easy that was to use. The text to give screen when you text that special number, which I want to go right here to give that to you here. When you text this number right here, when you text that number and use that keyword, it's going to basically direct you to that giving page, and you can give just as easy there. So super simple, pretty big change coming in. Now, along the way, we're going to have several other quick updates or how-to videos. We're going to let you know about when Planning Center changes. You'll start getting schedule notices to the new system and things like that. But we wanted to give you a heads up on these changes. Now, in terms of, well, when will this change happen? Here's what's been important to us. We want to make sure that when we send your 2024, or rather 2023 giving statement, annual giving statement, which we mail usually about February of 2024. When that goes out, that'll all be from one system, and that's from the PushPay, or rather Community Church Builder platform. You'll get a report. It'll be just like you've received for past several years. But we want to make sure when we do next year's report that it's also only from one system. We want to make sure it's just from Subsplash, but also that your giving history is fully available to you in your profile should you need to reference it for any particular reason. The church is required to maintain 7 years of giving history for all of its active people, so we want to make sure that we do that. So what you can do then is simply log into your profile and see your giving history. The target for this right now is to have all of these changes moved over, all of our people moved over, all the giving history moved over by January 8th. That's the target. In reality, it may be done sooner. And when it is, you don't have to worry about, needing to be clued into that. What you're going to find is that when you go to the giving page, it'll just be updated automatically. There's nothing you'll have to do unless, again, you are a current recurring giver. We want to make sure you have a chance to go and set that up so that you can get right back in the pattern of not having to worry about it. And it's just a one-time thing. But we're unable to do it for you because it requires you as the authorized user of your banking account to flag that you want it recurring. We can't set that for you. It's a privacy, obviously you don't want us to control how much you give once. So that has to be you to make that change. And we really appreciate you making that update. We're really excited about the system change. It's an awful lot of work on the back end for those of us at the office. But once we get there, again, the cost savings we're going to find will be worth the effort. And so I appreciate your support in it. I appreciate you also getting involved in making sure all your current information is updated. And again, we'll have a couple little more how-to videos for you along the way. But a real big important change coming up right here in January. When the change is complete and we're confident that everything is good, we will send you a notice and let you know that as of this date, all the records are now in Subsplash, and that's where you can go for everything from here. So anyway, thank you for taking a few minutes to watch a video about this important change coming up here in 2024. God bless.